Hey, what is going on? Today, finally back in the garage, ready to tackle and address the driver's side and passenger side floor pan. These things have been getting on my nerves just looking at them, so I'm pretty happy that today's finally the day I'm going to start addressing the problem and the issue. Initially, when I was looking over the car when I was buying it, I overlooked it, I didn't see it.
Stupid idiots. Stupid idiot. Stupid idiot. Stupid.
But as with anything, it can always be fixed. It is what it is. I'm gonna fix it. Now that the sound ending is completely off, it gives me a really good idea of what I have to do, and I'll show you that in a second. So yeah, let's get started. So this is the driver's side floor pan. It's not too bad. On camera, it doesn't look bad at all. Basically, the problem area is right here at the top. Right here in this spot. If you kind of follow this bevel, you'll see that it completely disappears right here. Try to zoom in there. So you see how deep that groove is there? And then kind of disappears and then reappears. Here you can even see the pretty much the shape of the jack stand right here. You see this? It's placed right there. And it popped the floor up. If you follow this edge here, right where this jack was, right where the plate of the jack was, it's actually distorted this side too. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, you can kind of tell. You see how my hand's kind of slipping downwards? It's because it's kind of popped it upwards. You can kind of get an angle there. It's really hard to see on camera, but it's there. The way I'm gonna fix that, and it kind of makes it complicated because it's popped out the little bevel here, so I'm gonna try my best to get this channel back to where it's supposed to be, and then get this channel back to where it's supposed to be. And I'm gonna worry about the whole area and try to bring it back down a little bit because I want to get it back to what it was. This one is the passenger side, and it is a lot worse. This one might have been lifted up multiple times by the floor pan. You can see there's a pretty big bulge in the middle of the floor. Kind of go over it with my hand here. So right here is the biggest spot, but as a whole, like this whole channel is lifted way up. From here, you can see the bevel is kind of bent upwards. This channel is like almost flat. So this is supposed to be something like this. You can see a kink here in the channel right here. So this tells me the jack must have been used somewhere here. And you see another bulge right here. These two. So it probably went somewhere there. The bevel here running along the rocker is actually not too bad. It looks like they used the lift somewhere in the middle, more in the middle, versus on the driver's side they used it kind of towards the rocker. So who knows, man, like maybe they just threw a jack underneath and just started lifting, didn't even look where they were lifting from. See how it slopes down? It stops pretty much right here. Like this is all fine. It's just right here. So, like the driver's side, I'm going to work on these channels first. I'm gonna kind of get the bevel back to where it should be, and then as a whole, I'm gonna try to sink the floor back down to where it's supposed to be. In this car in particular, you have sub frame rails that run along the floor pan, but to the right here, this is just thin metal. Like this is basically what it is right here. It's not that thick. You can see here as well. So that's pretty much what you're working with. And when you decide to put a jack or a lift under thin sheet metal, and you start lifting the car up, pumping the hydraulic jack, all the car's weight is resting on that one concentrated area on that side. So the higher up you go, the more pressure and more weight you're putting on that lifting point. So at a certain point, this thin sheet metal is just gonna start to give because it just can't handle the weight of a full weight of a car. You have like the engine, the suspension, all that stuff. So it starts to give, and this is what happens. In this case, had this person went from here, literally half a foot to here, this wouldn't have happened. And that's the frustrating part. But it's here, and it's time to fix it. So positive attitude. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna fix it, and it'll just be another thing off the list. I'm just gonna start heating up the floor and see how it turns out. Because this was so high up before, when I smashed it down, I obviously created kind of like a ridge here. I could leave it the way it is and it looks perfect, but I'm gonna try to work on this ridge here and kind of get it smooth. Instead of having it like step down, I'm just gonna kind of have it more gradually decline. I'm gonna try my best to replicate that. If not, I'll leave it the way it is. When the car goes in for paint work, I'm getting the chassis and the interior all repainted. I'm gonna get the body shop to obviously touch up anything that I basically missed or couldn't do. So I'm not too worried about it.
Brian Litzel.
That's the driver's side. This is where most of the damage was, right in this spot here. Now you can see a really nice and clean channel. Not too many dimples. Again, still got to work some things out, but looking really good. This was the worst of it. This is the passenger side. As you can see, most of the damage has been removed. This is where most of the damage occurred. Still got to hammer out some stuff, but that's pretty small. The shape, the main structure and shape of it is pretty much back to where it was. So that concludes the video today. I made a lot of good progress on the floor pans, and pretty much got what I wanted to done. They're still not 100%, there's still a little bit more work to do, but from where they were a day ago to now, like, I'm pretty excited, pretty happy about it. Still a couple of spots I have to go back and finesse a little bit, but it's minor stuff. I'm pretty happy, like I said. It's just something I'm gonna work on here and there. I'm probably not gonna film it. Keep in mind that I'm also gonna have the whole inside of the car repainted and refinished. So when the time comes for that, I'll have the guys look over the floor pans and see if they can get them closer to 100% than I ever could. So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm pretty pumped on how they turned out. They're a lot more level than they were before. Just one more thing off the list.